Good morning, campers. Not really, but thank you for coming back. Or if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. Last week we did electrical diagnostics and service advisor class with our technicians. We got them out, passed, everyone made it through, no problems. This week it's a little bit tougher, a little bit easier depending on who you are and what you're comfortable with. In this round, we're doing hydraulics and hydrostatic systems. So our technicians are going to learn the basics. If they don't already know the basics, a fair amount of them do. We're going to go through the basics of hydraulics and hydrostatic transmissions. Day one, we're going to be back in front of the TVs, just going through how to read diagnostics, how to look at schematics, that sort of thing. And then day one, we're going to go through labs in here of how the equipment should operate. We've got a couple stands in here that are used as teaching tools. We got 2 rams here with a weight on it so that our technicians can see the difference between a series and a parallel hydraulic circuit, because they do act differently depending on how you have them hooked in. And then over yonder, we've got our planter simulator. Not really a planter simulator, but what this one does, we've got the hydraulic ram down yonder. We've got our fan up here. So we're able to see in this specific machine with the hydraulic system that it has in it, designed from the factory, how components like this would work correctly with this tractor. Every stand has these test ports in them. Those test ports allow us to check and make sure that our pressures are correct and that we don't have anything not working correctly. There are specs that they're going to achieve. They're going to see the differences as they're running the equipment with the fan, without the fan, raise up, raise down, everything together, all sorts of different stuff. That'll be day one. Day two, again, we're going to bug everything in here and they have to work through the issues. They don't know what the issues are, but they have to tell me what the issue is and how to fix it and get these things back up and running. After that, we take a test, and in the test they also got machines that they have to diagnose as a part of that test. So not only is it a written test again, they have to prove that they have knowledge behind the product. One thing I do want to change is I got a 8R in here, or 2 8Rs for that fact. I want to get a 6R in here. It's a little bit tight. We got a load of net wrap in. We got probably some more net wrap coming in behind me, so we're going to start getting crunched on space. So we're going to go out, we're going to get a 6R in here. We're going to go fetch them, come up here, set the room up, get our test stands lined up, make sure that everything is working, and then run through our issues that we're going to have on day two, make sure that they're actually going to cause an issue. Oh yeah, grumpy. What's count? 23. This one's got a better chance. Maybe. Ooh. No. I'll be back. Battery pack's on, but are we going to get any luck here? I tell you, there's some guys that are really good at these cold starting things. Specifically one peg leg from Canada. I'm not like him. I'm not cool enough. I'm terrible at these cold starts. Like, I wait for glow plugs. I don't ether bomb it. I don't know, maybe someday I'll be cool enough, but from y'all, we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way with the jump pack. Yeah, right. Yeah. It says it's 12 degrees, but that's in the sun. Everything else is showing 0 to negative. Not going to happen today. Part of one of the labs tomorrow is just determining whether we have a quality operating system or not. That machine right there, they're going to look up the specs on the loader and run it up, down, roll it back, roll it forward, and then they're going to look up the specs that John Deere says is appropriate. They're going to tell me if there's anything wrong with this loader or not. Maybe I got a problem with it, maybe I don't. They already know what dirty tricks I can pull with these things when it came to electrical. So now tomorrow they got to tell me if I played a dirty trick on them with this one or not. I might not have. They got to figure that out. When we work through this class, there's a couple different tools that we show off. One of them being what looks like a voltmeter, which is not a voltmeter. That's a pressure transducer, sensor, whatever you want to call it. That word. Digital pressure and temperature meter kit. What it has the capabilities of doing is measuring your different pressures based off of the different leads that you can put on the test ports. So it's always really important when you're testing equipment like this to put the right transducer on. If not, or if you're using an old analog gauge like this is what happens. This is a 1000 psi gauge, and it's obviously not plugged into anything, but it is showing 160 psi. Shouldn't be. This is a great example of what not to do because it's foobarred. Tools that we use around here is this hydraulic flow meter. It allows us to put a load on a hydraulic system to check for health. So what we're going to be able to see is how many gallons per minute we're flowing, pressure that is running through the system, along with heat. Now as you increase the pressure, you increase it by turning this valve down, because it's just a needle valve in there. You increase resistance, which is your pressure, which is going to create heat, and judging by those two factors, you should be able to look at your gallons per minute being flowing. If it's a bad system, it's not going to meet the spec. We'll probably be under for some reason. Got the room set up, got the equipment ready. All there is to do now is to come back tomorrow and do the thing. Here, right, back at her, got coffee brewing. Got our bevies iced down. Guys are starting to show up. See if we can't make some heads hurt and get some problem solving done. So you're going to measure for all of these except for which one? And we're done. Everyone got through the class, everyone passed. I'm all bundled up, ready to go home. Everyone ran through the class, everyone ran through the tests, everyone checked out. Starting to wrap up our gear. We're gonna coil all this up tomorrow, get it all put away, and then start resetting for HVAC. Appreciate you guys watching. We're having fun up here, doing the best we can. We will see you next week with HVAC.